Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're watching or listening to us from. Welcome to Stocker Team, the Investors Channel. Today, the 30th of January 2025. We're very happy to have you here with us. We will just start with a disclaimer. Every information shared on this channel is for education and information purpose only. So do your due diligence and consult your financial advisor before making any decision. On that note, we are very happy to have you here. If you haven't followed us, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please subscribe. We need all your support. We thank all our subscribers. Subscribe to this channel, put on your notification bell so that you don't miss any updates. And on a special note as well, we are announcing the launch of our X page, X handle. So we are now live on X. The handle is just what you can see now. Stocker Team Live. Stocker Team are spelled live. Stocker Team Live on X. Why should you follow us on X? Because all the breaking news as to how your portfolio, how our stock picks are, performing, breaking news on Wall Street, we'll be sharing it there. And if you actually follow us on X and put on that notification, you will get all the breaking news, especially for some of the major stock picks that we have. Either they are reporting their, sharing their results, whether there's a breaking news, there's an acquisition, whether, there's an outlook or something going on, and sometimes even negative, news about some of these companies. You'll get everything there. So please follow us on X, Stocker Team Live on X. That's how to follow us. Today, before we get going, is actually a sad day in the US, in the United States of America. The plane collision, unfortunately with the US military aircraft, may the souls of those who actually lost their life, rest in peace. Our prayers are with their family. All our prayers and hearts are with their families. So we'll move forward. Today, we have this special topic, and it's regarding one of the biggest companies in the world, if not the third or the fourth largest company in the world in terms of market cap, and it is Microsoft. The stock has really underperformed, in the last 1 year. As a matter of fact, last year, Microsoft struggled to actually do about 8%. Despite the fact that Apple had, an underwhelming launch of Apple Intelligence, the Apple iPhone 16 launch, was not fully rolled out in different markets. The sales was underperformed. Apple still actually did about 30 to 32%. Nvidia did well over 100%. Name it. Even Alphabet, the parent company of Google, even did well over, almost close to about, 20 something percent. So what exactly is going on for Microsoft? Is this the end of the road for Microsoft as a growth stock? There's no particular scandal in the company. So this topic is just to actually bring to you what we think is going on with Microsoft. Why is this company underperforming its peers? When I mean its peers, the likes of Google, Apple, Google, Alphabet, Apple, Nvidia, and even, the likes of Netflix and Meta and Tesla, because they actually constitute the Magnificent Seven stocks on Wall Street. Of course, our own Magnificent Seven stock on Stocker Team is quite different. We've shared the list of our Magnificent Seven stocks with the rationale. I will drop the list, the video in the description segment of this episode. So what exactly is going on with Microsoft? So we will go to that shortly. If you haven't followed us, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe. We love everyone. We actually cherish your support. So subscribe and put on your notification bell. On that note, we will go to our demo board. We'll do the demo as usual so that we can actually discuss in detail. So this is the chart of the Microsoft stock. if you can see, in the last 1 year, if you actually look at that, this company has really underperformed. The stock didn't really do much in the last 1 year, like we said, around 8% or thereabout. If you look at the last 5 years, the stock did very well, performed, fantastically. But like I said, in the last 1 year, Microsoft has really underperformed, and you can see it's really looking like it's a bearish stock. The company is losing momentum. Yesterday, Microsoft came up with the results that showed that the cloud side of the business, which is actually a major growth driver for the company, is actually not performing well, which is the Azure cloud. Azure cloud has been the money spinner for Microsoft in the last 5 years, 6 years down the line, and that has really ramped up what Microsoft has achieved all time. So if you look at the major bump that Microsoft had, you can see between 2020, after COVID, up to 2022, the company actually ramped up very high, very fast, and the stock did exceptionally well. But because this company believes that the future is AI, the future is cloud. If Microsoft is underperforming in terms of the sales and the bookings they are getting for Azure, and also the Microsoft Copilot that has not really done well compared to its peers, it's really giving shareholders and investors that worry that is Microsoft now at a point where this company is now a bit overvalued, or this stock is now more or less not going to run so fast as expected. Bear in mind, the likes of Microsoft, Apple, Meta, Tesla, Alphabet, and Nvidia, they are expected to always grow, and that's because growth stocks, they actually spend a lot of money in terms of capital expenditure. They also do a lot of marketing. They have that network, and they also have that global scale. And because they have that huge network effect, very strong brand strength, they are able to actually net in huge revenues, and their multiples, which is the PE ratio, more or less you valuing how much are you actually paying for the future earnings of this company. Their PE ratio are expected to actually do better than their peers. The reverse has been the case for Microsoft. Today alone, you can see Microsoft has pulled back by another 5%, almost 6%. Now, coming to the topic, is this the end for Microsoft? I don't necessarily think this is the end for Microsoft. Actually, I believe this is an inflection point for Microsoft, for this company to shed some weight, for the company to rediscover itself, especially when it comes to expenditure, capital expenditure on cloud, capital expenditure to actually build better data centers, cost efficiency, and also rejig the Azure cloud part of the business. Because mind you, like I said, the Azure side of the business has been the growth driver for Microsoft Corporation, and this company is now underperforming its peers. Why do I think this is not the end for Microsoft? It's because the same thing that is happening to Microsoft now happened to yours truly, one of the Magnificent Seven stocks, and it is Netflix. Now, come with me. Netflix, in the period when we had COVID, a whole lot of people were actually sheltering at home, at lockdown globally. Netflix raked in huge numbers of subscribers, huge revenue. And if you look at the all-time performance of the Netflix stock, you can actually see between 2020, between the time when the pandemic, happened, the stock actually went so high, rallied so high that it went very, very astronomical, and Netflix became a huge mega cap company. So what happened after that? Immediately we had the invasion of Ukraine, and we had inflation being pushed by commodity prices, energy prices going through the roof, and cost of living crisis happened almost in all the major economies across the world. The cost of goods and services became so expensive, so people cut down massively, and Netflix was having some other specific problems, e.g., password sharing. Netflix, had the problem where a whole lot of customers were actually sharing their passwords to 10, 15, 20 people who were actually using Netflix subscription, and Netflix just has a whole lot of people viewing, but the actual active subscribers was quite small. So just like I said, that when Microsoft is having problem with the Azure, they are not booking the kind of revenue they are supposed to book. They are underperforming. They need to invest more in the business. As a matter of fact, Satya Nadella said he's going to be investing close to about $80 billion this year alone. So Netflix had those problems, and what happened? Netflix tanked. As a matter of fact, the company almost lost 60% of its market cap. That's more like you actually losing 60% of anything you've invested in Netflix. So if you look at that chart, that was the Netflix moment. And I believe Microsoft is actually having its own Netflix moment. Why? Because what Netflix did was to now actually look inwards and see how they are going to solve the specific problem of password sharing, how they are going to sweeten their subscription to make it easier for other customers who might not actually have much to spare in terms of disposable income. So Netflix rolled out other subscription plans, and they were able to actually get more customers, get more subscription. They had a model where a whole lot of customers don't necessarily have to pay so much to watch some of the best shows. And what happened? Netflix has now done a huge comeback, and Netflix is now the success story in the last 2-3 years on Wall Street. So I believe Microsoft is at that point, is having its own Netflix moment. Come with me. If you look at the all-time for this company, this company still seems to be at its highest valuation so far. So I don't necessarily believe that this stock has bottomed. I don't actually believe that this stock wouldn't go down further down, because if you look at the all-time valuation, all-time performance of this stock, is still almost at its all-time high. It means that the market is still pricing in how low or how long Microsoft will actually struggle to actually get its mojo back, quote and unquote. So I believe in the next couple of months, in the next 2 months down the line, this stock will pull back a few more percentages, maybe another 10 to 15% backwards, and that will be the best time to buy Microsoft, because Microsoft at this point is now undervaluing itself to actually be more realistic in terms of what the business is actually delivering. Because if you go back to the Netflix story that I shared, you actually see it was so gloomy and dark for Netflix. Everybody thought Netflix is never going to recover, because as at that time, the likes of Apple, the likes of Disney, the likes of Paramount, Comcast, all of them launched all of their streaming platform, and it was like, oh, the business of Netflix is no longer going to be as usual. It's no longer business as usual. But what happened? Netflix has now redefined itself, rediscovered itself. Some of the best shows that you can talk about now, some other content, the WWE, the Tyson, boxing matches, a whole lot of concerts, so many other contents are coming on Netflix, and it seems Netflix is no longer even having any competition when it comes to being the leader. I believe Microsoft is also at that point. So what do you think? I'll bring it to a close here. Do you think this is the end for Microsoft? Do you think this company will continue to underperform? Do you think in the next 6 months, this company, will continue to go down? Because if you look at the 1 month chart of this stock, it's really, really very, very, very gloomy. But we believe this is the Netflix moment for Microsoft, and the point where this stock is beaten down so badly, that is the best time to buy, and Microsoft will still perform this year. Not necessarily on outperform, but market perform. So on that note, I will still welcome you to join our community on X. This is our community on X, and we will be sharing with you breaking news as it happens, bit by bit, blow by blow. So if you have stocks in your portfolio that you don't actually know how to follow them, get the breaking news. We will give it to you blow by blow. On that note, thank you so much. Please continue to subscribe, share this video. We love everyone. Till tomorrow, we say keep investing, keep growing.